All right, what's up, hustlers? I guess I should make sure that these markers I got up here work. My black one's dead, so we just gonna have to rock out with one today. Today I wanted to go over the system that I actually run. So I want to do a brief series, and this series is going to be my six-figure ecosystem and kind of how you build it out. This is what I teach inside of the Six-Figure Startup Club with the group that I have there. And most of them are in the print business or getting into the print business. However, I have some like Danye from Wellness is a Vibe and Troyana or Johnny May, I should say. So I got some people in the different groups. We're working on building more locally here in this area, but I do have my online group. Nonetheless, I'm gonna teach you today, I'm gonna give you an overview of the 4-part system. This is what I was gonna upload when I taught Troyana kind of how the funnel works. I'm gonna give you the 4-step system, and I wanna make a series of videos. Like, I just wanna get it out. So I'm not worried about how it looks right now. I just wanna get it out, and maybe later on down the line, I'll make it look like a YouTube video is supposed to look. But I just wanna give y'all this game, and everything else is just gonna hold me back from it. All right, so this system is 4 steps, right? And I'm gonna give you each step, and I'm gonna also give you like a little bit of understanding the things that you need to be doing at this step. Now, I wanna stress to you that the order to which you do things is important, right? And you can go talk to a different person who has a different outlook on business, and they can give you their system, and it may be the same steps, but in a different order. But that's how they break it down. No matter where you get it from, you need to make sure that you follow it step by step in order. And remember, the first thing I want you to remember before I give you the first step is done is better than perfect. Now, I can't spell, so if something up here gets written down and it's spelled wrong or look like scribble scrabble mean I just couldn't think of the words of how to say it, all right? Done is better than perfect. I stress that. We're going to build in real time. We want to use test cases. There's a lot of stuff we want to do. The first thing that we need is clarity. The first thing that we need is clarity, meaning we need what I would say is the roadmap for a few things. You need a few different roadmaps. You need, the most important one you need is your own roadmap to what you're trying to build and where you're trying to go in life or with the business. So you need your own roadmap. But the next thing that you need is you need your customer journey. Right? You need to be clear about your customer journey. You need to be clear about where you're going. You need to be clear about your products, what products you have to offer. You got to get clear, right? Normally for us, that starts with like a brain dump. All right, I'm just interviewing, what's about your business? How you do this? And what have you done? And what this? What do you think about this? What are your competitors doing? We figuring all of this stuff out. Sometimes I actually have to go to a company and I'm looking at the product. I'm assessing what manufacturing looks like, what we're capable of. So I got to go and visit. And I've taken a product catalog that was massive and I simplified it so that the end consumer could understand with the company Ranar that I shared with you guys some of the stuff that I'm working on. We threw half of the actual product SKUs that they had. We threw them out the window. We simplified it so it was better understandable to our customer. You got to spend a lot of time. You don't even need to spend a lot of time. You need to dedicate some time to clarity. So I'm gonna make a video about that step more specifically. But remember, doing something, getting done, is better than doing it perfect, because we're going to build it over time and the best people keep going. 2, now you're going to need a landing page. This could be interchanged for a website. This could be interchanged for a funnel. I'm just saying done is better than perfect. We're going to progress over time. So you just need to make sure you got a home page on your website. You need to make sure that you have a CTA. A CTA is a call to action. You're giving them and telling them exactly what they need to do. In here, you're perfecting the wording. You're trying to figure out how you can word it best so that your customer understands what it is that you're selling them and what it is that you're telling them to do, what they need to know about the product. All of that needs to be on here for a product or service, whatever the case is, right? And then the last thing you're going to need, and this may be a little bit down the line, depending on how you do it, is you need a lead magnet, right? You need a lead magnet. And the lead magnet is going to be in exchange for people giving you their information and giving you permission to market to them. So you're going to give them some incentive. How many times you say, join our newsletter, what am I joining your newsletter for? What am I getting out of that, right? So you create your lead magnet that will get people in. Now, it could be so many different things. Tell chat about your business, ask chat what some options are for you and how you could position it, and just make sure whatever you decide to use, you're putting and assessing yourself from your customer standpoint, right? Use words that your customers are going to ask for when they're looking for your product. Don't get all fancy with how you feel about it, right? Cool. Once you got that set up, the next thing we're going to set up is we're going to set up email and automation. We're going to start sending emails. They're giving us our email. This could be text as well. You can get text messages, get both if you can over time. But we're going to set up an email and we're going to automate that email. What that is going to be called our welcome series. Wait till I show you how mine works, right? Their welcome series. Now, that welcome series is going to educate them on how to become customers, i.e., we're going to refer that back to the roadmap that is our customer journey, right? Because we know their journey. We planned it out. We know what they need to know, when they need to know it, how they need to find out about it. We already planned that out. So we're going to use that to automate an email series. So whenever they do get our lead magnet, get on our email list, this is the follow-up to market to them is automated. And then the last thing you need once you've done that is traffic, right? This is where you're actually doing your marketing. This is where you want to live. You want to live in a space that you are able to just market, because you know, if I go out and if you do these 3 steps, you know, when you go out and you find new people, when they sign up for your email list, you know exactly what they're going to get. You know exactly that your emails are designed to make them and turn them into customers. All I got to do is get you to raise your hand and give me your email, give you some incentive to give you my email, and you're going to become a customer, because we perfected, and we're going to perfect over time this series of stuff that you need to know in order to become a customer, right? Now, here, I believe 1,000% in collaboration. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The one thing I don't know, but I'm ready to start implementing and practicing, is ads. Outside of that, organically, we killing it, because we're going to collaborate, whether that's company or person to person. We're going to look for influencers in the space that we want to be in. And then we're going to collaborate, and we're going to use influencers to do what it is that we need to do. And as a company, we're going to focus on education. Listen to me. If you just spend your time, forget marketing. If you spend your time for your product, educating people on what it is and how it helps, and you use influencers in collaboration with people in order to get in front of the audience, birds of a feather flock together, right? You're going to knock it out the park. All right. You're going to knock it out the park. This is the 4-step system that I use inside of the 6-Figure Startup Club, which is where I work with entrepreneurs, and you're going to get to hear from them. You're going to get to see what are the things that we're working on. What are the things that we're doing? This year for me is the case study. I want to just give you all a real game. You know, I'm in the process of building, and I want to be around people building as well. So if you want to tap in with me, go ahead to the website, stanbanks.com. I'm pretty sure it's probably a link somewhere on the YouTube channel. But this is the 4-step system. And in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit more into detail on each one of these and kind of how I do it, or, you know, what are the things I work through, or maybe I can set something up with the people that I'm working on But nonetheless, I'm going to show you how I implement it after we do that. And I'm going to show you exactly what my funnel looks like, the one I built inside the t-shirt industry, and what I'm and walking into what I plan on doing now. All right, this new community and what my business plan is around the new audience that I'm trying to build, because we're here. I built it. Now we need to get people into it. And so I built a few different companies around it. And now I need to make sure that I'm able to implement and turn those people into customers once they come in the door. So it's all planned out. It's all scripted. So I hope you learned something, man. Leave a comment down below if you like the videos like this, so that I can make more of them and I can know to keep the series going. You know, we're going to build this thing hook or crook. We're going to get it right. And I'm going to give y'all everything y'all need to do and know to be successful. I've had very, very expensive lessons that I was way more than fortunate to get. You guys know I've been blackballed, which put me back to where I am now. And I'm building in a way that, from what I've learned and what I've implemented in other businesses, I'm working on building out my own. And so it's going to be fun to watch. We're in a case study. Appreciate you guys. Remember, everybody needs a stand. Peace.